Alright, so I'm doing some deadlifts, 465 pounds off 4-inch blocks that I got from Home Depot. I put together by 4x4. If you look at the link in the upper right hand corner, you'll see a note there that I'll have a link. So this is my third day in a row of deadlifts, and I kind of mess around with the weight. I figure I can do 465 pounds, and unfortunately the bar I'm using had some very aggressive knurling, and it hurt my fingers pretty bad. They're pretty thick. It's a Olympic weightlifting bar. I should have been using a different bar. I had a Rogue bar, but I think someone was using it. Anyways, I'm messing with conventional because I spent a lot of time doing sumo yesterday, using a lot more lower body, and so now this time I'm still using lower body, of course, with the deadlifts, but just a little more emphasis on the low back. Here's 315 pounds, and I just rep out 10. And I like this because this really helps out the lockout and just get accustomed to heavier weights sooner, especially with retracting those shoulder blades when you get up into the top position. Alright, so here's my bench press. I don't go too heavy. My shoulder is a bit sore. I can feel my supraspinatus, and if you don't know what your supraspinatus is, it's one of your rotator cuff muscles that kind of duck underneath your shoulder blade, or the acromion process that attach to your upper arm, or also called the humerus. And what I do here is I bench a little slower. I focus on time under tension, and then I just emphasize squeezing the shoulder blades and holding a good solid position while I activate my stomach, core, and low back, and activating my hips. So when I do bench press, and I'm kind of on a, I won't say an off day, but it just always depends on how I'm feeling. So if my shoulders are bugging me a little bit, or I can feel my joints, especially my AC joint, which sometimes wears out, I take it back a notch. Typically though, I can do 225 with no problems, sets of 10. If you've seen some previous videos, but I think, oh yeah, I only did 2 sets there. Okay, here I'm doing pause squats. This is the third day in a row of squatting. So, and if you notice, I don't know if you can tell this, but I'm actually, my feet are about probably 2 to 4 inches wider than normal. And the purpose of doing these is to focus on my flexibility. My adductors, inner thighs, and hamstrings are extremely tight. And what I try to do when I'm squatting pretty much every single day, I try to work on different skills and different aspects of my lifts because I want to be efficient at them. I want to get better. My goal is hypertrophy to build size, but I also have some powerlifting goals too, to deadlift 600 pounds end of next year. But here I'm pause squatting what looks like 175, and a lot of my determination is of how I lift will depend on how my knee or my elbow feels. If I have a little twinge in it, I'll wrap my knee. If I have a little twinge in my elbow, typically my right elbow gives me problems. If you've seen some other videos I've made, I've figured out ways to address it. It's not a perfect fix, but what it does, it helps reduce the tension in that right elbow of mine, the medial epicondyle. So here I have 195 pounds, and I'm pause squatting. And one of my biggest drawbacks and my weaknesses when I squat and deadlift is my low back. I mean, my legs are super strong. My back is fairly strong, but it's my low back that's the weakest link, and more specifically the right side, because I have a slight asymmetrical weight shift to my left, which makes my left side work extra hard on a lot of lifts. So I'm trying to balance myself out so that my right side is strong. And by doing these slower reps, it actually allows me to emphasize that leg a little bit more and it allows me to make sure that I'm even with my body. And I think I do a set of 8 or 10 reps here. The big thing I hate about squats is that they're just really hard on my mobility because my joints are very stiff. And if you have difficulty with them, I mean, this is like one of the best things you can do. It's just a little bit wider squats with your feet pointed out just a little bit. So that way you can emphasize stretching those inner thigh muscles, because those adductors are the ones that usually are the restrictors from getting you into the bottom position. And when you get to the bottom position, some people can get to the bottom position, but the problem is they can't keep a neutral back. And during this day, I was actually able to keep a neutral back because I've been working on it so hard. Now, thanks for watching. I hope you learned some stuff from my video. I have some links posted here on the top, different videos, as well as my subscribe link. So if you enjoyed my video and you'd like to see me squat and deadlift more, I got this big goal to deadlift 600 pounds by the end of next year. Please subscribe, comment below. Thanks for watching.